The nature of survival investment. In the adult world, scarcity is often the hardest currency for measuring sincerity. For men, money is not just numbers. It is sweat from late nights, pressure from clients, the silent pride of carrying burdens without complaint. To put it simply, money is survival capital earned by trading away pieces of one's life. When a man willingly shares that core resource with you, he is giving up a portion of his own space, freedom, and choices in order to create a steadier world for you. That act goes far beyond romantic words. It is a weighty form of commitment, and one that is difficult to fake. Sunk cost and expensive commitment. Sweet words cost nothing. They can be spoken to you today and repeated to someone else tomorrow without losing a thing. That kind of love is cheap enough to begin and end at any moment without responsibility. Using money as a form of love, however, can become a kind of emotional investment that creates commitment. Once real resources have been invested, a man is often more willing to nurture the relationship seriously, because walking away becomes more costly than working through problems. Deep down, he has already placed a bet on the relationship, and that sense of value often turns into greater patience and tolerance when conflict appears. Truly seeing each other through reality. At its core, loving through practical means is the willingness to carry reality with you. Instead of offering only empty comfort when you struggle, he uses action to shield you from the storm. Love grows from real ground. He is not merely consuming your happy moments. He worries whether tomorrow will be kind to you, whether next month's work will go smoothly, whether your life is steady. A partner in the blueprint of the future. He sees you as someone to include in the plans of his life, someone to face hardship beside, rather than a temporary emotional convenience. Closing thoughts. Kindness that costs no rare resources, that requires no sacrifice, is often the cheapest kind in the world. When a man uses the most practical language he has to place you inside the blueprint of his future, a place with stable bread, shelter, and a real umbrella when storms arrive, that is often the clearest sign of sincere and grounded love. When a man chooses action to love. There is a question many people, especially women, have quietly asked themselves while sitting alone. Is this person truly sincere with me? Not because of suspicion, but because they have believed beautiful words before, been swept into intense emotions at the beginning, only to discover later that it was all a bubble. Beautiful on the outside, empty within. I have heard many stories like this, and I have lived through one myself. When I was younger, I believed love was late-night conversations that never ended, sweet words that made my heart race. Someone would say, "I care about you. I cannot live without you." And I believed it with innocence, because I had not yet learned that words, no matter how beautiful, cost nothing to say. A sentence like, "You are everything to me," tonight, can be said to someone else tomorrow at no cost. No time lost, no effort lost, no true sacrifice from the speaker. That is why relationships built only on words often end quickly and cleanly, leaving one person confused about what happened. Only after enough experience did I begin to understand. Love is not found in what is said most beautifully. It is found in what is done consistently and quietly. I have a friend, a woman a few years older than me. She once told me about the first man she loved. He spoke beautifully, romantic in every conversation, and each date made her feel like the most loved woman in the world. But whenever real hardship appeared, work problems, rent shortages, a sick parent needing medicine, somehow he always had a reason. Busy, not now, maybe later. He still said he loved her. He still sent sweet messages, but he never once stood beside her in anything heavy. She told me, "It took me years to realize he loved the feeling of having me, not me. I never forgot that sentence. Some people love the feeling of being cared for, being listened to, having someone beside them. But when the heavy side of a relationship arrives, they retreat. Not because they are evil, but because they are not ready to carry weight with another person. Then there are men who do not speak much, but when you are tired, they appear. When life becomes difficult, they do not disappear. When your world enters darkness, they do not leave. For men, action is usually tied to sacrifice. Money is not just digits in an account. It is earned through time. Health. Evenings missed at home. Pressure carried silently on the shoulders. Every dollar often contains a part of the man himself. Sweat, pride, and sometimes dreams postponed for the sake of stability. So when a man willingly uses that resource to care for you, it is not always because he is trying to impress you. Sometimes it is because he genuinely wants you to be safe. That is a very different language of love. It is not dramatic. It is not cinematic. It is not the kind of love that overwhelms you. It is the kind of love that lets you breathe. But another truth must be said. Spending money does not automatically mean love, and lacking money does not automatically mean a person is unworthy. The real issue is not the number. It is the attitude behind it. Some people use money to control. They give, but attach invisible conditions. They make you feel indebted. That is not love. It is transaction wearing the mask of affection. Others may not have much, yet within their means they think of you, without being asked, without needing proof that you deserve it. They simply place you inside their choices. That is the difference. The point is not to judge a man by his wallet. The point is to see whether he is willing to carry life with you, not only when things are easy and beautiful, but also when things are heavy, inconvenient, and demand real sacrifice. I still remember the first time I felt that difference. It was not some grand romantic gesture. I was sick one afternoon, alone at home, unable to eat. He noticed on his own, asked little, quietly brought food to me, and simply said, "Eat and get better. Do not worry about anything. Sleep. I am here." No poetic words, nothing dramatic. Yet I lay there in silence for a long time afterward. Not because I was sad, but because for the first time, I felt someone was truly present in my weakest and most uncomfortable moment. Not only interested in the version of me that was cheerful and easy. That was when I understood. Love is not what people say when life is beautiful. Love is what they do when life is no longer beautiful. So what should you look at to understand someone? Not when they are trying to win you, because anyone can look beautiful in pursuit. Look when you are struggling for real, when you are unhappy, when you are not attractive, when you are difficult to be around, when life is messy and rough in ways no one wants to touch. Where is he then? Is he present, even if only sitting beside you in silence? Or is he suddenly busy, suddenly gone, suddenly in need of space? That answer reveals more than 1,000 "I love you" ever could. I do not want this to make you suspicious of everyone. I only want you to see more clearly, not through the eyes of blind infatuation, not through the eyes of bitterness, but through the eyes of maturity, calm enough to understand that real love always leaves traces in ordinary, practical parts of life. Someone who truly loves you will not only give you beautiful moments, they will give you peace. A kind of peace where you do not have to wonder if they will still be there tomorrow. A kind of peace where storms may come, but you know you will not stand alone. And that kind of peace cannot be replaced by words.